It's the murder that's shocked India. More than 2 days after Suchana Seth murdered her 4-year-old son, we are still not very clear why she did it. And joining me to discuss this murder are my colleague Mohammad Wajiullah from Bengaluru, my colleague Geeta Datta in the studio here in Delhi. Waji, give us the situation right now as it stands. What are the police saying about this bizarre murder?
Well, as of now, the Goa Police is doing the investigation in this matter. Though the lady was caught in Karnataka under the Chitradurga police limits, the case is being registered in Goa because the murder happened in Goa, and it was due to the top of the Goa Police that the entire situation came to this stage. From what we've understood now, is that the girl, the Suchana Seth, has been given to police custody for 6 days, and interrogations will be going on as of now. But we've learned this from the postmortem report that the death was due to suffocation, and there were no marks on the body, is what the postmortem report says. And today morning, the father had done the last rites of his son, where we have seen videos of him carrying the body to the Asargata cremation, this thing, where the body was laid to rest. But from what we've understood is in the court that Suchana had said that it was that she was having a very bad relationship with her husband, and both of them had called off their wedding a few years back. And from what we've learned from the court proceeding is that Suchana had filed a domestic violence case against her husband on the 8th of August 2022, where she had said that he's financially torturing her and verbally torturing her. And then she had asked the court for an interim maintenance of 2 lakh rupees from her husband, claiming that he earns close to 9 lakh rupees. So he should give them 2 lakh rupees. But the court at that point of time had said that we will only give you 20,000 rupees maintenance, and we will listen to the matter from both the sides, and then we will come to a conclusion. So where she has gone on to say in her in the interrogation that she was unhappy with the relationship and she did not want her son to meet the father, and that is why she tried to kill her son. So we tried to find out what had actually happened between the marriage, and these are the details that we've got, that there was a domestic violence case also against the husband, is what we've been told as per the court order of 2022.
Right, and Vaji, thanks very much. I'm going to bring Geeta in now. Geeta, what are the unanswered questions about this very bizarre case? I mean, we're calling her monster mom, but I mean, surely there are a lot of questions that we don't know the answers to.
Yeah, you know, it's really tragic for anybody when you see a 4-year-old child's body, you know, when the father is going to cremate. Yeah. What we don't know, and what she has given a little peep into, is A, why did she kill? But right. And I think from whatever information that we've got, the answer why probably would come from the doctors, because it seems to be that she is dealing with a lot of mental issues.
Yes.
And she seems to be dealing with the fact that, you know, her husband's not paying her enough, which is sad because she was a successful entrepreneur. She was considered one of the brightest minds. Right. And for her to say that, but having said that, we don't know. There are a lot of answers we don't know. And right. I have a feeling one would land up sort of trying to, what would answer that we would get probably would be to do with the fact that she was being beaten, she was under mental torture,
right.
And whatever. I mean, for me, it doesn't excuse what she's done, but you know, that's why you have mental doctors, because they are the ones who know what's happening, and they are the ones who can understand the fact that a mother can land up taking such drastic actions against her own child.
In fact, Geeta, let's ask Dr. Rachna Khanna. She's just joining us right now. Hello, Dr. Khanna. Geeta was mentioning this point about this new revelations that have come out in this case. The fact that there was an element of domestic violence involved, that Suchana's husband was beating her up, according to what the police, what she's told the police. Could that become grounds for you know, killing her child and you know, taking her son's life?
What happens is, what we've been speaking since yesterday about this, and of course more and more things are unraveling in the case. But as conjectured even yesterday, what happens is everything is very fast-paced today. The society is very fast-paced today. We have a lot of competition. There is a huge struggle at every end to balance that competition. So for a woman, there is, there's this whole need to be a good mother, a good wife,
Right, right.
financially independent, and so many other things. And it's not that it's a gender thing, but
Yes,
it is the way it is today. And today people are not being able to balance those emotions at all,
yes,
because everything is so fast paced and competitive. Having said that, there is no there is no way that we can say that this heinous crime has, there is nothing to it. But
yes,
having said that, yes, so we could be looking at somebody dealing with one very high, very high emotional pressure, which she was grappling with very, very clearly. So a disturbed relationship is always going to create a disturbed mind.
right.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Then thirdly, she was obviously in a job which was a very demanding job,
yeah,
right? So, and then also fourthly, to understand that there could be an underlying psychiatric disorder which we are yet to understand more from the case, which we are not negating. So we
right,
do have antisocial personalities, we do have disorders like that. We do have mindsets, which are mindsets which work, from a criminal perspective also, although we've seen that she's been very functional, right? Then we also understand, very, we don't know if there was a substance involved,
yes,
but certainly rage has been one of the reasons which created this impulsive action. But having said that, if we were to see later on, she's masked it also.
yes,
See, effectively, sometimes we expect that human
yeah,
emotions are very complex.
right,
So
right,
in human emotions, people end up, suppose there is rage, suppose there is rage, there is other complex emotions, coming. These emotions, effectively, there was no remorse or there was no guilt,
right,
because after that we've seen that, she is kind of wanting to, show that it was a suicide and things like that. So
right. Deepak Rahija is joining us right now. And Dr. Rahija, I want to ask you that I've been reading reports, research reports, of course, which say that while men, of course, they make up the majority, vast majority of homicides, they're more likely to kill strangers and people not known to them. But a large majority of women, they kill for love or for gain, and more importantly, they target those who are closest to them. And we've seen that in a case, a very bizarre case in Kerala, where a woman is alleged to have murdered a large number of her family members. What explains this? I mean, admittedly, women are a small percentage of homicides. They make up for a small percentage of homicides. Why is it that they tend to target those who are close to them?
Because I feel that when a woman decides to take revenge, then the vendetta is so strong that she's willing to go all out. And a woman usually
Right,
by virtue is very empathetic, is very forgiving. So
right,
she's not going to really make that decision
yes,
very easily. But
right,
having made that decision, I think she's more likely to go all out and
right,
execute what she decides to do. But nonetheless, all the cases that you mentioned,
yes,
they've mostly been crimes of passion,
right,
or when the modesty is outraged,
right,
or the husband has been very, very wicked. You won't really find very many examples when a woman sets out, who's a mother, to kill
right,
her own child. So this is,
yes,
like I've been saying, it's a one-off.
right,
It is not something that's very easily explainable,
right,
and I don't think it is worthy of generalizing and creating a panic. But this is
right,
very, very atypical, and is definitely worthy of more psychological investigation into these circumstances that may have led a mind which is very bright. She
right.
was she was highly intellectual. She was Harvard trained.
Absolutely.
An MBA, had her own
Outstanding
startup, was a
academic
techie.
achievements, yes.
Outstanding. Everything is
Yes,
outstanding for her to decide.
yeah,
And then, like Dr. Rachna was just saying, I was hearing that the manner in which she's dealt with the guilt. I mean,
yes,
even if so, I don't think this. May have been definitely, and now we know the autopsy report, which says that the death may have happened even 36 hours earlier. So
Right.
it needs to be corroborated with when she checked in, with the child was alive when she checked in, and for her to then just postulate the entire plan of putting it in a bag, figuring out a taxi, going all the way, trying to deal with the guilt. So there was really no guilt or remorse. I mean, she, a woman, even if it happened impromptu and if it happened impulsively, it would lead to a breakdown of sorts. And at that moment, the whole idea will not be how to save myself and prevent from legal penal consequences, So she's then, loaded with the ideas of how to be able to get rid of the body, to plan everything. It sounds very, very bizarre, and it's somehow doesn't seem to fit in,
And that's a story that we're going to be following. Thank you very much, Dr. Rahija, Dr. Rachna Khanna, and Geeta for your insights into that very, very bizarre case. And we're going to be following that story over the next couple of days.
News9 Plus. Download now.